So our next issue of concern is aquaculture theft. And I can say that sitting in the Annapolis office with Colby, I have learning most of this through phone calls that Colby has been on, and so I'm definitely going to pass this one over to him to give background on.
Thanks, Parker. Obviously, this is not your typical Maryland Farm Bureau discussion topic in aquaculture, but when you really think about it, aquaculture is it's farming of the water, and so this is something out there that we're looking at. Being a member of the Aquaculture Coordinating Council here in Maryland, you find out a lot of information, a lot of things that are out there, and so for several years now, a lot of our aquaculture growers, whether it be shellfish, mainly oysters, whether it be on submerged or even cage gear, have had a lot of poaching happen. And it's been from multiple areas, but because you have such a large bay and a large body of water, it's very difficult for the Department of Natural Resources police to be able to cover that territory and see when it happens. And the ones that probably get it done the worst are the submerged land lease. So the ones that put the oysters out on the ground, underwater, and you don't really know that someone's come through there and taken oysters until you go to harvest them yourself. And then you find out that half of them are gone. And so the problem that you have is that when they finally catch the person, and then they take them to court, under our current laws, it basically goes to a local district court, and in many cases, those individuals get off with a $400 fine and a slap on the wrist, basically saying, hey, he's just trying to provide for his family, even though he stole $10,000 worth of oysters. So we've had a lot of the individuals reach out to us, and there's been a bill in the last 2 years, actually at least 2 years, that's never really gotten a lot of traction. And this year, we at Maryland Farm Bureau got involved with it. It wasn't at the beginning, but it was in the middle, and it got a lot more traction than it had in the past. And I think people were starting to realize that this is a real issue, and that if we're going to have profitable watermen, we need to help them. So, when you think about it that way, and you think that Farm Bureau really hasn't been into the water side of it, and you go to look at our policy, you can kind of tell them a little bit, Parker, about how limited we are.
Yeah, so thank you. Our policy is limited. It's also a little dated. The last policy we have is from 2007 on investigation of crimes. And so, I think this is a great opportunity for our county farm bureaus to bring the watermen into the fold and, see where they're at and, what they need and what policy would really speak for them that you could use during session to help lobby for or against these bills. But not only is this a good opportunity for policy discussion, it's probably a great opportunity for some membership work within the counties. And so I'll send it back to you for the questions that you were looking to have answered on this topic.
Yeah, I mean, Southern Maryland, Eastern Shore, where a lot of those watermen reside, because we got involved with it, the watermen said, the commercial watermen, the actual fishermen, they actually came and said, hey, we've got some issues within theft as well, and we would like to actually have it looked at more comprehensively than just the aquaculture side. And so it's definitely been, but when you've got that kind of momentum and that non-traditional agriculture activity asking for help, and you look at our policy, we have to ask the question is, does our policy give us proper guidance? Does it give you and I the proper amount of information when we're in Annapolis lobbying for these bills? And is the policy detailed enough to cover the comprehensive amount? Does our policy say under investigation of crimes, does it get into this? Does it get into the discussion of, should it not just be a district court? Should it be brought to Annapolis? Should it have stiffer fines? And I think that's really what we're asking the counties to review.
And so you guys have any other specific questions or concerns, please don't hesitate. Colby and I reach back out and get you the answers you need.